Hey, yo, welcome back to the West Coast Crossover. I am JD.
And this is Jeremiah the Prophet. And this is the podcast where if your team ain't the Lakers, they're trash. And if your podcast ain't this, it's weak as fuck.
Facts. So don't forget to follow us on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that other good stuff. We are about to get into a lot of Laker news, but Prophet, before we get into all that, let them know what's happening.
I've been trying to keep watching all the Lake Show, but the best players, they don't even play though. So I'm switching channels over to the East Coast. They fighting with each other, but they weak though. I hope the Bucks win it. Gotta rent a little Wisconsin, so I fucks with him. You know me about them Celtics, got no love for them. I hope John Wall goes 100 on them. And I hope the Cavs lose by a landslide. So LeBron might move over to the west side. Bill is cold and Houston is boring, bruh. You and Kuzma could take out the Warriors. Well, maybe if you brought a homie for sure, they be better than the Cavaliers is gonna be. The Lakers gonna be back on top, nigga, that's on me, man. Let me stop tripping, nigga. I'm way too blow, JD.
Hey, yo. Pretty much, fam, it is a wrap for the Lakers. There's only 2 games left in the season, man, but pretty much all the significant players for the Lakers are out of it. They're not coming back, man. We got a whole bunch of dudes that we brought up from the D-League. We got this hybrid team of defenders and Lakers. Season is effectively over. It is what it is. We can go ahead and examine the season as a whole, though. So, man, let's just get right into it, man, before we even talk about the Lakers getting into the last couple of games with the Rockets and the Clippers. So some of your thoughts, man. Hey, one thing that I want to bring up. We always been talking about how good Kyle Kuzma's been. And you know how I feel about Kuzma. I pose this to the fans out there on West Coast Crossover. What do you think about Kuzma? I know we want to bring Randall back, but man, they both fours, man. Do you think that's going to cause a problem if you bring both of them back and now they're both playing significant minutes? Might that butt heads? I don't know. It's been working so far this season.
Man, I think that Kyle Kuzma and Julius Randle play together perfectly well, man. Ain't nothing wrong with them dudes, man. When they get together, one is more of a outside shooting slasher and the other is more of a bully in the paint. And Julius has been playing some small ball 5, and Kyle Kuzma has kind of been playing a big 3. I mean, a big small forward, sometimes. So I could feel like they work together real good, man.
Yeah, but see, that was my thing. Is that going to move Julius over to the center position a little bit more? Because you also got Ingram right there playing the 3 as well. Yeah. I was also thinking, though, maybe you move Ingram over to the 2. Him playing point guard at the end of the year might kind of help with that. Ingram shown his game, if it keeps maturing, that maybe he can give you some minutes at the 2. I don't know, man. I'm not saying don't bring them both back. Please don't get that mixed up. But I'm just saying, man, that might be something to look at moving forward. How exactly all that's going to fit with all these dudes possibly playing like 35 minutes a night.
Yeah, man, that's a good question, bro. It's something that definitely has to be looked at by the coaching staff. But I would say that they would, I would guess that they would say that it's been working so far and it's all good.
So far so good.
Go ahead.
No, I was about to say, bro, speaking of Kuzma, rookie, all rookie team is coming up, man. And I think there's 3 spots already locked down, right? Donovan Mitchell, Ben Simmons. You got to throw Tatum in there. That leaves probably 2 spots. And I think, man, in my opinion, I think Kuzma deserves to have one of those spots, man.
Kuzma is going to have one of those spots. That's what I'm going to say about that. And that's a crazy thing when we're thinking about the predictions that came at the beginning of the season. That's one thing I was trying to listen to our old, videos and podcasts from back in the day and whatnot. And at the beginning of the season, we had a lot of predictions. And I wanted to revisit those, man, because like when we're talking about Kyle Kuzma making the all rookie team, we're pretty much saying that for sure Lonzo's not going to be on that shit. He's probably going to make the second team, which, considering that he missed a lot of games, that's not bad. Well, you know what? Either.
I think him missing a lot of games might hurt him and knock him down even further, bro, because when you look at it, he's missed 40% of the season. And talking about old videos, old shows, I remember that one brother that you was interviewed. He said Lonzo's going to be all right, but that was a concern, correct me if I'm wrong, that he had brought up. Like, is he going to be durable enough in the NBA? So with him missing that chunk, I don't know if that would affect how he gets voted when it comes time for that rookie team.
Hey, man, he's leading the Lakers in assists at 7 assists a game, which is about what we predicted at the beginning of the season. And he's leading the team in steals, which is something that we did not predict.
Absolutely not.
And my man was playing, dude. He ended up with a stat line of 10 points a game, 7 rebounds a game, 7 assists a game, a steal, 1.7 steals a game. I mean, bro, and almost a block a game, man, with only 2.6 turnovers, man. His assist to turnover ratio ended up being 2.8, man, which is by far.
I'll take that.
Yeah, it's by far better than what D'Angelo Russell had when he was playing. I mean,
especially for a rookie. Yeah, I'll definitely take that, man. And I know Lonzo's taking his criticism over the year. He got it from me at the beginning of the year, but it's only been in regards to his shot not falling at a rate that we kind of expected that it would be falling due to what we saw at UCLA in high school and stuff of that nature. But along the lines of everything that you can do as a basketball player, especially from that point guard position, I think he's above average, at least in every single position. Passing, he's definitely above average. Yeah. Defense, he came in way above average, and people were expecting that to be the weak point instead of the shooting. Everything else, his IQ is off the charts, and I think that helps him a lot on defense, be successful on defense as well. And his shooting to me is going to come around. I don't know if you noticed it, but I saw in the last few games him taking more mid-range shots.
Yep.
And a little bit of change in the form, man. He was going a little bit more traditional with his shot. And I'm wondering if that's definitely going to be something that he works on over the summer and brings into the summer league, which I think he's going to need, because I think his shot is something that he's going to be working on. You're going to want to simulate getting those new shots in a game. I think my man, though, Kyle Kuzma, can go ahead and bypass that summer league, though, and get ready for that preseason next year and work on his game this summer, though.
Yeah, but Kuz is most likely going to go ahead and jump on out there. I probably, because Alonzo might be out there and Ingram play. The Lakers are known for sending these second-year players into summer league and making sure they're in shape and getting them playing as much basketball as possible. But yeah, I would definitely say that Lonzo's been above average in every category except for shooting, where he has been well below average, but has shown signs. And like you said, I do agree that his mid-range has started coming around at the end of the season, and it was looking kind of dope, bro. I have a lot of optimism when I look at him, so I'm happy with that. You, at the beginning of the season, were very high on Julius Randle. I was,
sir.
I had my doubts about him. And he ended up leading the Lakers in scoring per game, even though he didn't play every game. He ended up at 16 points a game. But towards the beginning of the season, he was being played in a eighth man role, you know?
Right. Only getting 15 minutes and stuff.
Yeah. So him leading the team with 16 points and 8 rebounds. He's leading there as well. He has been a baller, man. And I'd say that your predictions on him was, you had said about 15 and 10 or so. You know?
Right.
He would have definitely did that if he played the amount of minutes that we expected.
Yeah, and I think I saw that coming, man, and I saw that in his game, and I just really thought at the end of the year, based on what I saw at the end of the year, he would transition over the summer. He changed his body. I didn't expect that, but he was able to effectively put that into the season and just put together a really nice season. And you know what? The Lakers, looking at it now, we were saying a foregone conclusion that he would be gone. The Lakers would have been well served to try to extend that man for a lower number before the summer, knowing what we know now. Because it looks like they're definitely going to have to bring Randall back. He's been a monster out there, man.
Yeah, if they would have known that he is what he is, they would have locked him on down, and he would have, he would have just gone ahead and forgot about that little extra money he might be able to get in the summer coming up, because people are going to be hitting him up now. We expected a lot from Brandon Ingram coming into the season. Both of us were saying that we were thinking he could get around 20 points or so if he's featured, because that was the number that Magic Johnson put out there, saying he would be disappointed if he didn't get. He ended up with 16 points a game. And we're saying ended up because a lot of these dudes are hurt, and they're not really playing them towards the end of the season for these last 2 games. Right. And I ain't mad at them. So we're considering this almost the end for all these guys, for most of these guys at least. And so, 16 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He was shooting, I don't have a shooting percentage up right here.
Well, while you look for that, I can tell you one thing. Even though he didn't hit 20 points, I have been very glad with the way that he's progressed through the season. I like the way that his game has looked.
Yeah.
He's been a little bit more consistent with that mid-range, and he's found his go-to move with that just fast first step right to the rim, 2 steps, score, and one in a lot of cases. Yeah. Definitely like the progress. And on the defensive end, he's definitely used his length to make a lot of good plays on defense to disrupt the passing lanes. I like what I've seen out of Brandon Ingram moving forward. I'm interested to see how he fits in moving forward with all these pieces that the Lakers got and the style of play that they're employing.
He ended up with 47% from the field, and he was another one that was riddled with a few injuries throughout the season.
Right.
And so he definitely could show improvement over what he did. Like I said, he had 16 points, just below the 2 highest scorers in Kuzma and Randall. And that's pretty good. That's pretty good because if you think about the way the points were spread out over the season, Isaiah Thomas had 15 a game. Jordan Clarkson was averaging 14, 15 a game. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, your boy, who I'm sure you're hoping they bring back next year, averaged almost 14 points a game. Brook Lopez, 13. Lonzo, 10, and Larry, 9. You know, they all shared the ball and all scored pretty much the whole team, and the bench all averaged over 10 points a game. And so when you're scoring and sharing the ball like that, you can't expect Brandon Ingram to end with 20 points. I would say I was happy with what he had at the end of the season, what he ended up being, and that I was happy with the way the team ended up being. Because if he wasn't scoring 20 points a game, but we surpassed our win total.
Yes, we did. I think I predicted around 30.
Yes, sir. I think I predicted 34.
That. Yeah, and they're right around there, a little bit higher than that, right? We've got 36 wins, somewhere around there.
Well, yeah, somewhere around there, and that was an optimistic number for me anyway. You know what I'm saying? And so that was great, man.
You know what? Imagine if they didn't have that, that spell where they lost 9 or 10 straight, and they were able to manage maybe 4 victories in there. I mean, things really would be looking a lot different and a lot, higher as far as expectations go around the league. But man, I see it. I've seen it on the court. I've seen the growth. After the All-Star game, they were playing like a playoff team for the most part. So the Lakers, they turned up this year, man. A lot of those dudes that you mentioned, one dude that I was not high on at the beginning of the year, but you were, and I have to say that you were right, Josh Hart. He was projected as a 3-and-D type, end of the bench type dude if he was lucky. Mm-hmm. And I think that he's shown that he can actually be a lot more than that and be a really good contributing player on the team. And I really like what I've seen out of Josh Hart, and really look forward to seeing what he can do for the Lakers moving forward.
Yeah, man, that is a important part of the future coming forward. We have a backup point guard, man. And he plays very well. He can perform in big moments. He's probably one of the better senior guards that came out of college.
Facts.
You had him, and you had my man that went to Sacramento. I'm blanking on his name right now, but they were some of the more experienced guards, and he has shown to be probably what the Lakers needed. When you think about what Lonzo doesn't do, or what the kind of guard you want to have as a two-headed monster with him, Josh Hart works out really well, man. They go together. And they're friends, man. They're all on Fortnite talking shit, playing, with Kuzma and Lonzo and everything. And, man, it seemed like it worked out very well as far as that goes. And speaking of things that worked out for the Lakers, how do you think the Larry Nance Jr. and Jordan Clarkson for Isaiah Thomas and a pick trade worked out now that this season's coming to an end?
You know what? The way to me that worked out for the Lakers on their end is still to be determined. Isaiah Thomas was basically a cap casualty looked at coming in, but we might end up bringing him back. If he comes back for the right number, I am not mad at that, especially with the way Josh Hart plays. He can play both guard positions. And with the way Lonzo's been getting hurt a little bit, it's going to be nice maybe having Isaiah Thomas there at the right number if he can't get the kind of deal that he's looking for and he's looking to reestablish himself. The Lakers will still be in a transition year next year, although they'll be hoping to transition to the playoffs, pending what we do in free agency. So Isaiah Thomas, that surgery, I know that kind of hindered him while he was here, so it's kind of really hard to put my finger on him. He says he's 100%, but what do you expect him to say? Right. But at the right number, I really don't mind him coming back, man, and playing as a backup or maybe starting should Lonzo start to get hurt or anything like that.
Well, yeah, that's what it is, man. But Isaiah Thomas, in my opinion, dude, I don't think he's going to be back with the Lakers, bro. The more I think about it, he went and had that surgery. He speaks highly of the Lakers, but he has in his mind that he's the mighty IT. He saw that Kobe cartoon there, got all hyped on himself and shit, that Muse Cage shit. If you guys have not seen the Muse Cage, by the way, look at that shit, dog. That shit is weird and it's kind of cool, but it's weird as fuck. But anyway, Isaiah Thomas thinks that he's still the Isaiah Thomas from Boston, and he wants to get a big contract because he never had one, man. So
I don't think he's going to get it though, man. So there's going to be a back to life, back to reality moment that he's going to have to go through this summer when that big contract doesn't come his way. Because I don't think these NBA teams are going to be throwing dollars around like that, like they were these past couple of summers. So we'll see what happens with IT, man.
I would watch out for teams like fucking that are blowed. Like the Phoenix Suns, dog, back to the Suns or back to the Sacramento Kings, dog. Some of them teams are blowed.
You know what?
They're like, they'll take that shit. Or the Timberwolves might do some weird shit like that just to be, I'm telling you, they be doing shit.
If I'm IT and somebody offers me the money, he better go ahead and take it and run, and regardless of what team it is, because I don't know if a championship team is going to give him anything like that. We'll see what happens for him, man. But the Lakers roster might need that dude back, so we don't know how it's going to shake up. Because look, I don't know how you feel about free agency now. I'm really not on board with the bring in 2 superstar free agents this year. I don't know if those guys are out there. Those Paul George, man, I'm kind of down on him. I was high on him at the beginning of the year. I've kind of stepped back from him a little bit. I have, man. DeMarcus Cousins, I'm not down with Boogie at all. Okay. If LeBron James comes, I just don't think he's going to come. If he comes, then hey, all bets off, bring him on. But man, other than that, I think you might want to allocate some money to Julius Randle and maybe go into the next free agency and try to bring in Clay.
Bro. If the Lakers can get either Paul George or LeBron James, to me, I'm high on Paul George, bro. When I look at the Thunder and watch their games, I most of the time feel like he's their best player. And I used to love Russell Westbrook, my nigga. Like, for real, dog. He was my favorite player 2 seasons ago, you know? And then last season he was an MVP and averaged a triple-double, but I just felt like a little bit of that was manufactured. But when I watch him, now that he has another co-star with him, again, since Kevin Durant, once again, that co-star looks like the better player, in my opinion. And Paul George does things on both sides of the ball. I feel like with the squad, he would be nice, man. And of course, if LeBron would come, I feel like, man, pick your co-star, dog. I don't give a damn if it's Tristan Thompson, whoever you want, dog. If you're gonna come over here, you could pick what we do with the rest of that damn money. And I think the Lakers would be balling, dog, because the supporting cast that LeBron would have, you know, consisting of people like Kyle Kuzma, and if we could bring back Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo, you know, Josh Hart. That's the kind of squad that works hard in doing all of the, you know, role playing things. You know, they're like super role players, in my opinion. And LeBron would work with that very well.
Yeah, and they're all young, so they would be able to absorb a lot of knowledge moving forward from LeBron, which would be dope even after he's gone. So we'll see, man. LeBron, like I said, I don't think he's coming to the Lakers. He has some other options out there. But speaking of the Thunder, how do you think those dudes are going to do in the playoffs, man? We got the playoffs coming up. The Lakers aren't in it. But out west, man, it's looking kind of crazy. You still haven't even got all the teams clinching the spot. You got teams all the way from 3 to 9 jockeying for position. It's looking crazy right now. The Thunder would be matched up against the Warriors without Steph Curry, possibly. That is a matchup I would love to see in the first round. So, what's up? What's up? What's up?
Right now, as it stands, the Rockets. Okay, so let's see. Just to make sure. if the Thunder win a game and the Spurs lose, or the Pelicans, or, there's 2 games left for most of these teams, and some of
some of them got 1 game left.
Right.
Pelicans, Spurs, Thunder, they're all tied. 1 game.
Yeah, if the Thunder end up losing, they could, and the Nuggets end up winning, there could be a problem. They're still jockeying just to see that last little bit right there.
That's dope. I like that.
They could totally miss the playoffs, though. That could happen, and that could also happen to the Spurs or the Pelican or the damn Jazz. It looks like. I mean,
right. That's what I'm saying.
I think so. They're all tied.
There's 9 teams in it into the playoff race right now. Only 8 spots, so somebody's gonna get left out.
The Jazz have 2 games left.
Only team with 2 games left. So they pretty much they have their own destiny in their own hands. If they win out, obviously they're in because they'll have 49 wins. Nobody else need over 48. So we got an interesting set of circumstances. Timberwolves and Nuggets both need to win their last game. And I guess they're going to need some teams to lose.
Hey, the Thunder need to win, bro. They need to win ASAP because this is, actually, no. The Thunder need to lose ASAP because I want that shit to fall apart. And I'm going to say, if the Thunder lose a game, the Nuggets win. Let's see, they got 1. Yeah, they got 1 game left. So there's a possibility.
It'll be tied, so it'll come down to tiebreakers.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. So I won't even speculate on that. But I will say that while the Nuggets are 8-2 in their conference, I think, so they have an advantage. Anyway, the Thunder better win so that they can play against the Trailblazers. They have a chance to take the Trailblazers. But if they play against the Warriors in the first round, I don't give a damn. Steph, no Steph, nigga. As long as they got 3 damn all NBA players, they're straight, bro.
Hey, I just want to see Russell Westbrook versus Kevin Durant. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I do too, in a way. But I'm gonna tell you what, man. They're gonna take an L in the first round, and that will have to make a nigga think about it. I like, man, could I go to the Lakers and not, because if they play the Warriors in the first round and Westbrook is trying to go against KD the whole time, nigga. I'm telling you, dog. There's gonna be some moments where Paul George looks over at Carmelo, dog, and then looks over at Russell Westbrook and takes that mean ass sweep. He'll be like, nah, bro, I'm straight.
I'm out.
I'm straight. Yeah,
I'm not staying in Oklahoma City for this.
Because Paul George, man, if he ain't learned no lessons, he's gonna be thinking like, man, I got bitches in California, bro. I don't gotta deal with this kind of shit.
Hey, so then who you got winning the championship this year?
Bro, as we're looking at the standings at the beginning of the season, we thought that the Warriors would be number 1 in the West, but that the Rockets would be up there close to them, and that the Cavs would be up in the top of the East, and that the Raptors would be close to them. But the Raptors are winning in the East, and the Rockets are winning in the West. And it looks like that's going to end up like that for both sides. It will. But yet, I still believe that the Cavaliers will somehow find a way to beat niggas like the Celtics and the Raptors and get into the finals and get mollywopped by the Warriors still. I still got the same shit that I had at the beginning of the season.
And I got that same thing too, man. I think the Cavs still coming out of the East. LeBron's going to be able to put the team on their back and win that. The Celtics would have been their only challenge. I would have been interested to see how that played out, but the Celtics might not make it out that first round. And then, I got them getting mollywopped by the Warriors in the finals. Here's the thing, though, man. I got this being the finals that the Warriors win, but I don't think they're going to win another one. And I think the following season, when they don't win a championship, that's going to be what starts to splinter that team, starting with Klay defecting as he becomes a free agent and hopefully defecting over to the Lakers. So I think this year, and I think maybe way down deep in the back of their minds, they might actually know that. And they might really go all out in the playoffs and be able to bring that thing home. That's just my prediction on that. I've got the Warriors over the Cavs.
All right. Well, I'm as of right now, the first round would have the Rockets playing the Timberwolves. I think that the worst possible scenario for the Rockets is that somehow the Spurs tumble down to that 8th seed and they see them in the first round, because the Rockets might not even survive that. I swear, I know I'm a hater on them. But I love Chris Paul, and my son's favorite player is James Harden. I don't got really no problem. I like Trevor Ariza. It's not the players. Mike D'Antoni, dog. I think he gets into the playoffs. He's still running gun. Phoenix Suns fucking Mike D'Antoni for life. And that shit slows down, and the other team tends to figure out things, man. And he doesn't have like a counteract to most things. And Pop might eat his ass up, bro.
Yeah, you know what? I definitely think the Rockets are bound for the second round unless they hit the Spurs, and it is for that one fact that you just stated, Popovich versus D'Antoni. So I got the Spurs. If they get there, somehow pulling it off, everybody giving Popovich props, saying he's the greatest just by doing that and all that other good stuff.
Yep.
And really, in actuality, it was just D'Antoni being D'Antoni. But regardless, whoever they get, if they get anybody else, I think they'll get past that first round, but I think they'll show some chinks in their armor, and then whoever gets them in the second round will probably get them up out of there. So that's how I see the West shaking out, and why I think the Warriors will come out on top.
Yeah, man, that makes sense to me, man. That's the way I see it, because I don't have a lot of value on what he does. But I think they could take most of these other teams. The Thunder might be a problem for them too, man. They're not gonna bow down to them.
I don't think so.
Well, they won't bow down to them. The Thunder will be a hard out in the first round, man.
Yeah, they'll be hard out, but yeah, I think they'll get past them in 5 games.
Oh, okay. Well, there it is. There it is. The Pelicans seem to keep winning, man. They've been doing good, but they are on the bubble with the rest of these teams at the 5th spot. So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes up. Now, on the East Coast, man, when I say the Cavaliers, I pick them, it's just simply because LeBron is just such that dude. But their team really has been looking really fractured, and they could very easily catch a fade in the first, second, or conference finals or whatever. The Raptors in the first place, they would be playing the Wizards right now. It looks almost locked up for the East Coast right now. So I'm going to say the Raptors will be playing the Wizards. That'll be a tough one. The Wizards don't play around, and they just got John Wall back. They're not really an 8th seed team. They're more like a 6th, 7th, man, at least.
Yeah, they are. And that can actually flip-flop a bit, because the Heat and the Wizards could flip spots in these last couple of games. But yeah, right now it's the Wizards versus the Raptors. I still got the Raptors pulling that out. They're just going to be a bit too much. They are a team that knows how to get to the conference finals, and that's about it. But they should be all right in that first round, regardless if it's the Wizard or the Heat.
Well, we'll see, man. I don't know, because the Heat also have a history of making it far, because Eric Spoelstra knows how to play, and their team is playing better than they've been playing throughout the season, in my opinion. They've been on an uprise, and so they might be a hard out as well, at least on the East Coast, where teams are whack.
Well, especially since they're playing the Celtics. If they match up with the Celtics, hey, things have changed for the Celtics. We'll just say that much. So the Heat definitely can give them some problems and end up getting out of there. So
yeah, the Celtics don't want the Wizards to win and catch them in the first round, dog. Because I'm telling you, them Wizards got it out for the Celtics. Nah. They're hot with them dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
they do not like them. John Wall will be trying to do everything he can to get them fools out of that first round. And so that would not be a good look for the Celtics. So I'm happy about that. That means tonight I need to root for the Wizards to win. Now I know my non-Laker teams that I'm going for. Speaking of teams that I go for, I have a property in Wisconsin, not too far from Milwaukee, and I love Antetokounmpo. That's my nigga right there. So
I like him too. He's dope.
So I want the Bucks at the 6th seed to do well, but they're looking like they're going to be playing the Sixers, bro. What do you think about that?
Yo, I think the Sixers might be the most formidable foe for the Cavaliers. And if they run up against the Sixers, especially if they're able to get Embiid back, I think they might go ahead and get the Bucks up out of there. The Sixers, even without Embiid, have somehow managed to win like 14 in a row. Should be 15, because I believe they got the Atlanta Hawks coming up next. So they should be able to wipe them out. So they're on fire right now. They're playing real well. Embiid should be coming back. But man, the Sixers have been so far away from the playoffs for so long, and they got so many young dudes that they depend on. Good luck with that. Who knows how they might end up playing in the playoffs, but they have the potential to give the Cavaliers the most problems to me.
Well, man, you know what? I'm glad you brought them up because I was going to go there next. The 76ers, in my opinion, are a sleeper, my dude. They're coming together. I really believe in teams coming together at the end of the season, culminating a squad, you know, but just building each day and just getting into that groove and playing the best basketball that they can. Their team is also young, full of talent. Just got Markelle Fultz back integrated into the thing, one that's already working well, and are getting healthy at the right time. The 76ers not only could beat the Cavaliers, I believe they could take the Raptors as well, man, in the right scenario, if they're at the way they've been going, which would put them maybe in the damn championship, man. I could never believe that I would be saying this at the beginning of the season. That would be some epic fucking Magic Johnson type shit for Ben Simmons, I believe, even though he does have squad. But man, the Sixers, I believe in the fucking process, bro. Out there, dog.
Man,
I hate to
it
say
worked
but,
out for him.
Yeah, man, that shit worked out very well. And wouldn't that be crazy if it was the Sixers and the Rockets in the championship?
Yo, that would be a throwback to the 80s when they were playing in championships. Hey, man, but listen to what you're saying. The Philadelphia 76ers in the championship. As much talent as they might have, as much as things might break their way, that is just too damn ridiculous to even fathom. At least for me, I just know.
Do you think so?
It's no, yes.
Do you think it's that?
No.
Why? I mean, okay, the Raptors, okay, part of it believes that their squad is good and coming together at the right time. And I've seen Ben Simmons shredding people, dude, as a freshman to the league. And we all know Joel Embiid, man, that's like my favorite center in the game right now, dog. That nigga balls, bro.
Get no argument.
You know what I'm saying? And then the way their chemistry has been working as far as a team, man, I don't see that the Lakers play the 76ers and they play the Raptors, dog. And I don't look at the Raptors like, oh my God, oh no, the Raptors are coming. Oh my God. No, you know what I'm saying? No, bro. I'll be like, nigga, let's get it. Let's do this. Now that's the best team on the East by numbers, but the Sixers, man, they ain't that. You think that's way out to think they can beat them?
Everything that you said is pure factory. But what I'm telling you is that when you say the phrase, the Philadelphia 76ers are going to be playing for the championship, does not compute. No, nigga, no, bro, no. It's not
since AI.
My brain nonsense. It will not allow that to be the final factor. The final. No, that's not the answer. No, not even if AI was there. So that being said, Cavaliers, see you in the finals.
But I don't want the Cavaliers in the finals, bro. I want them to get knocked out in the first round by the fucking the Bucks.
Wizards, some shit. Bucks.
The Pacers.
No, okay.
How are they? Look, no, but that's what's fucked up though. No, but that's what's fucked up. Look, no, I know I'm laughing because that's what's fucked up is that at the 4th and 5th seed, that's supposed to be the toughest like matchup, right? The 4th and 5th seed, that's the closest to each other. The Pacers are somehow the fucking 5th seed. I don't believe in them, dog. Oladipo, I'm not feeling that shit, dog. You're not the Black Panther, bro, and you can't do that shit, in my opinion.
Dunk contest and just let all of Wakanda down.
Yeah, right, dog. You know, you had a heavy ass. Anyway, the Cavaliers, I don't believe are a true 4th seed team.
No.
You know? And
that's
so
why it sounds even more blasphemous to mix in Indiana over Cavaliers and Philly in the chat. Nah, all that together is just man.
But the 76ers, but look, think about it though. The Celtics, as they're constituted now, are not a playoff team either. If they don't have Kyrie Irving, they're not the same team either. No. I mean, they're not the same. They're not a 2 seed without Kyrie, are they?
No.
Right? So
not at all.
It's all jumbled up over there too. So that's what I'm saying. The 76ers are playing the Bucks in the first round, and I think the Bucks are going to catch a fade. Even though I'm going for the Bucks in a way, you know, in my heart, I don't think they're ready. Their coaching, their mix of players, I feel like they're going to catch a fade. Don't you think they're going to lose to the Sixers?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually got the Sixers in the conference finals. Don't get me wrong. I just
against the Cavs? They can't make the Cavs.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. they're not going to lose to anybody but the Cavs. So if they get the Cavs in the second round, that's when it's going to be over. But I think in that series, they're really going to show you something. And should LeBron happen to bolt from the Cavs to somewhere else out west, I think that will actually propel the 76ers to be the favorites to win the East the following year as those dudes mature, because I really think they're going to show something in the playoffs. So, yeah, that's the other team besides the Cavs. That's the team that could make it to the finals, but 76ers in the finals still makes no sense to me. So that's just...
No, you already said it, nigga. You didn't already said it, dog. The Cavs fuck up, 76ers in the finals, bro. That's your words, bro. Anyway.
No. If the Cavs fuck up, then something else is going to happen to keep the 76ers out of the finals, just because that makes no sense at the end of the day.
All right, man. I didn't know your feelings about the Sixers were so strong, dog. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that about the Raptors, nigga. Like, nigga, them niggas ain't even in America, nigga. them niggas ain't going to the finals. That ain't even America, Drake.
Yeah, and you know
going.
what? I can't even tell you who I would favor. Actually, what would blow my mind more, the Raptors in the finals or the Sixers in the finals? Either one of them would be like, what the hell just happened? What's going on? You know, cat out here biting the dog, all kind of stuff is crazy. But if it happens, it happens. But I still expect to see the Cavs there.
Hey, look, okay, I can't see the Pacers there, dog. They're affiliated with Larry Bird forever to me, nigga, and I don't fuck with them. The Celtics, you nigga, ooh, I can't believe I just said that shit, dog. The Heat, you know, they ain't about that life.
Nah.
So, I mean, dog, it's just one of the Wizards, bro. Wizards. The Eastern
There's not much
Wizards.
in the way. I'm just saying, this sounds so crazy, man. It's going to be hard for me to believe. It's not much in the way, though. Now, like I said, I think I said at the beginning of the season, the 76ers could be fuck around to be the dark horse along with the Bucks to challenge the Cavs. So, it looks like it might play out that way, man.
Yeah, it does look like it, man. But on the West, back again, you know, the Rockets, Warriors, Blazers, Jazz, Pelicans, Spurs, Thunder, Timberwolves, or maybe Nuggets are the teams that'll be fighting it out. And they all sound crazy except for the Rockets and Warriors.
Can we go back to the Lakers real quick? Because I want to shout out Elgin Baylor for getting his statue up at Staples Center, man. That's a real good look. Hey, I wanted to ask you, though, outside of Kobe, are there any more Lakers deserving of getting a statue outside of Staples?
Well, bro, you made an interesting point when you said that James Worthy is probably the litmus test, like right there, that gatekeeper for other players. Because I don't know if there's been a more impactful player that's played for the Lakers, and I mean, at least in my memory, that would go there. But you know, if we're being honest, does George Mikan have a statue?
You know what? I don't think so. He does have his jersey retired. Mikan doesn't. And it's funny that you bring that up because I've heard other people bringing up Paul Gasol. And I'm like, nah, I don't see Paul Gasol. Nah, not a statue, bro. I don't even know if he's going to get his jersey up there on the wall. If he does, I'm not going to argue that. Give that brother season tickets or something like that for life. But statue, nah. Like I said, it's arguable that he's going to get his jersey up there. I think he probably will, being that he was there during the Kobe years, got those 2 championships. And it can be attributed to him being traded for when the Lakers turned things around significantly. But statue, no. So let's go back to Mikan. I don't know, man. If you're not going to give it to Worthy, are you going to give it to Mikan? Because the Lakers don't seem to try to delve back into the history of Minneapolis that much outside of a throwback here and there. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, man. I'm not sure. I don't even know if they count those Minneapolis championships like that. So I don't know, dog. I don't think so, man. I don't think if Worthy's not going to get one, I don't think anybody else is going to get one unless somebody comes along that passes the Worthy test. Did you contribute more than Worthy? You know, and I think Worthy's biggest issue was that he was the 3rd best player on the team during his most successful years. So who knows, man? He was top 50 at one point, but when they released that list, that was like 15 years ago, man. I'm sure there's
going to be all kind of niggas booted off that list. Man.
Right, exactly. So that list will look a lot different. So is Worthy in the Hall of Fame?
I think so, yeah. I think so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Only thing I know for sure is that I better not see no Clipper statue outside of Staples, because damn sure ain't nobody worthy. No Lloyd Vaught, no Danny Manning.
None of them niggas are better than Worthy. They don't pass the Worthy test, bro.
No Aloha Candy, no Brent Berry. I don't care if he won the Slam Dunk Championship.
Barrett Davis, dog?
Nah, none of that. I don't care how hard he banged on. And he didn't even do that as a Clipper. So no Baron Davis.
Hey, yeah, none of them niggas passed the Worthy test, bro. None of them niggas are worthy.
No, that's the test, the worthy test. Are you worthy of a statue? Because James right now doesn't look like it. So if he ain't, then you ain't.
Right. But dude, Powell's a baller, man. But he'd have to have one after Worthy had one. That's what
it would be after, for sure. Definitely. Yeah.
So, the Lakers have a game tonight where they're going to be playing against, who is it? The damn Rockets, huh?
Yeah, they'll be playing against the Rockets tonight, and then the Rockets. Yeah, exactly, man. It might be one of those early nights, and the Lakers are going to be rolling out the fucking super duper B squad, dog. You might have Caruso starting. Yo, shout out to my man that just got signed by the Lakers, Andre Ingram, bro. Just got signed to a 10-day contract. This man has been putting in work in the D League, G League for 10 years.
10
Since 2007,
years.
bro. 2007. They brought him onto the real team to finish out the season. They gave him like a day on the team per year of service in the G League. This nigga looks like Don Cheadle and Jeffrey from the Fresh Prince. Usain Bolt, all wrapped in one. And then he has like 60% gray hair. Like, nigga, looks like he should be balling in the big three. But yo, shout out to him for sticking with it. He stuck to his dream. 10 years later, he made it. And man, that's a cool story. Nice, heartwarming story. If you get a chance, go on our page. Take a look. There's a short video on there about him. Shout out to him. Shout out to the Lakers for making that dream happen, man. Yo, little lesson out there. Stick to it, man. That's cool to see that play off. Because I might be clowning him right now, but I would have loved to be playing basketball for the last 10 years of my life, trying to make a living and hopefully making it on the big team. So I know he gets a nice payday too. So shout out to him.
Hey, yeah, man. This dude has been doing his thing. He's going to be able to say that he was a Laker. He is 32 years old, but my man does kind of look like, you know what I'm saying, Don Cheadle-ish, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean, with the grays and whatnot.
Hey, we got a homie that looks like this, Lonnie Langston.
Yeah. Hey, shout out Lonnie out there, man. He's so dude. And look, he's 6'3", he's 32. He's younger than Lonnie, though, nigga. Like, anyways.
That might be young Lonnie out there somewhere.
Exactly. It says he's from Richmond, Virginia, but he know that nigga from Pomona.
Hey. And shout out to some new members that helped push us over 200. David Mikes, Mick Madrano, Autumn White, appreciate it. The homie RJ Speaks brought Autumn over. So thank you for joining the West Coast crossover. I hope you enjoy the group. Hope you enjoy the podcast if you're listening.
Yes. Shout out to all of y'all, man. And shout out to everybody who's been participating in all the forums and just in discussions and just talking a bunch of shit with us, man. We've been roasting people a lot online and sharing videos, man. It's dope. We would love to have you guys send in jokes on whoever you got that you want to talk about in the NBA, man. And we'll shout you out, man. And if it's funny, man, we'll bring you on here to let you roast somebody, man. If y'all got jokes, matter of fact, hit us up in our inbox. You can hit us at, West Coast Crossover at gmail.com, or you can hit us up on our Facebook page on West Coast Crossover, Instagram, and of course, please subscribe to all of our podcast channels. You can find us at iTunes, Spreaker. You can find us at Google Play Music and SoundCloud.
Facts. And even though the season is pretty much over, we'll still be hitting you up every now and then. So don't forget to check in with us. Check in with the Facebook. We'll go live from time to time on there and try to get something going live where you can ask questions and talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. We'll beam you in. And speaking of that, check us out too on Live Me. I am JD Space WCC.
Yeah. And I am West Coast Crossover on Live Me. We also can be found on iHeartRadio, man. And we don't know how many of y'all listen to that, but check us out there, man. And like JD said, we will be giving you guys updates during the off season and talking about things going on throughout the playoffs.
We'll be talking about the playoffs, free agency. Definitely be touching on that as that draws near.
And we got a lot of stuff to get into about the rookies as the draft comes along as well. So check back with us, man. We out of time, but I'm Jeremiah the Prophet.
And this is JD.
And we out of this bitch.